I've spoken of 1,000 points of light.
Dream and 1,000 points of light.
I'm very proud to be here with my President of the United States, who keeps his word, and we thank you very much, sir.
That's great honor.
And we thank you very much, sir.
That's great honor. All the rhetoric you used to hear, the 1,000 points of light. What the hell was that, by the way? 1,000 points of light. I never quite got that one. Tried to say, what the hell is that? Has anyone ever figured that one out? Well, I think her history is far from being over. I'd like to answer that question in another 15 years. Well, I think her history is far from being over. I'd like to answer that question in another 15 years from now. I think she's going to go down at a minimum as a great senator. I think she is a great wife to a president. And I think Bill Clinton was a great president. You know, you look at the country then. The economy was doing great. Look at what happened during the Clinton years. I mean, we had no war. The economy was doing great. Everybody was happy. A lot of people hated him because they were jealous as hell. You know, people get jealous and they hate you.
On the once friendly relationship between the Trumps and the Clintons and how that might change.
There's a storm coming. His storm.
You guys know what this represents?
Tell us, sir.
Maybe it's the calm before the storm.
What storm, Mr. President?
You'll find out.
There's a storm coming, Mr. Wayne.
There is a storm coming! Like nothing you have ever seen! And not a one of you is prepared for it!
We are totally prepared. We're ready. We're as ready as anybody's ever been. And it looks to me and it looks to a lot of very talented people that do this for a living, like this is going to be a storm that's going to be a very large one, far larger than we've seen in perhaps decades.
Look, this storm is gonna get worse. Look. Just look for a second.
Come on, everybody.
1 second.
Let's get going.
The storm is gonna get bad. It's gonna get really, really bad. You're not gonna be able to survive in it.
Next to the White House tonight, President Trump raising new questions this evening after what he said during a photo op, summoning reporters, telling them this was the calm before the storm.
During a photo op in the White House dining room, President Trump made this puzzling comment.
You guys know what this represents?
Tell us, sir.
Maybe it's the calm before the storm.
What's the storming?
Could be the calm before the storm.
And now the president was asked again what he meant by calm before the storm, and he responded, "You'll find out."
But he says, we'll see. He'll let us know.
You know, I'll tell you, there is something that I wanted to say, because I was very honored, very, very honored, when I heard that President Bill Clinton and Secretary Hillary Clinton was coming today, and I think it's appropriate to say, and I'd like you to stand up. I'd like you to stand up. And honestly, there's nothing more I can say because I have a lot of respect for those two people. So thank you all for being here. And we're going to have 4 great years, hopefully of peace and prosperity. But he made a deal with the devil. She's the devil. He made a deal. Hillary Clinton, I think, is a terrific woman. I mean, I'm a little biased because I've known her for years. I live in New York. She lives in New York, and I've known her and her husband for years, and I really like them both a lot.
Clinton 4.0, more than 30 years in the making. This new version of Mrs. Clinton, when she runs for president in 2020, will come full circle back to the universal health care promoting progressive firebrand of 1994. True to her name, Mrs. Clinton will fight this out until the last dog dies. She won't let a little thing like 2 stunning defeats stand in the way of her claim to the White House.
People saw through that lack of authenticity. They didn't trust her. They didn't believe her because of exactly this. Different manufactured versions of herself. It said Hillary Clinton 2.0 was a moderate. Hillary Clinton 3.0 didn't think she could win as a moderate, so that's why she ran differently. That is the problem. Who is Hillary Clinton?
By the way,
what do you believe? What do you stand for? Nobody knows.
He made the point earlier. He came on Fox News, and we don't have time to play it, but he did say she'll get in because there's no clear front runner. If that's the case, she will get in. He talked about how splintered the party is in so many ways, and that's why she could come in.
Hillary Clinton may be considering another run in 2020.
Why you think Hillary Clinton will get into this 2020 battle?
Well, as you know, officially now the parlor game of who's going to be the 2020 nominee begins today. And I think don't underestimate Hillary's positioning to run again. And I think she's going to sit back, see how this develops. You've already seen what happened when some of the potential nominees stood up at the Kavanaugh hearing and they looked like amateurs. She's a pro and she learns, and Clintons never stop until they get where they want to go. And I say don't count her out. And if she gets in, she will be quite formidable.
Could Hillary Clinton be running in 2020? Yes, that same Hillary Clinton that lost in 2008 and then lost in 2016. Could the third time be a charm for her?
I think she's a wonderful woman.
Is she qualified? Is she qualified to be senator?
I think she is. I mean, I think, frankly, that if she ran from another state, I think I'd support her.
Hillary Clinton actually took another step forward, fueling speculation that she may actually run again.
We're going to talk about 2020 in a minute. Do you want to run again?
No.
Wait.
No.
That was a pause.
Well, I'd like to be president.
Okay.
I'm not going to even think about it until we get through this November 6th election about what's going to happen after that.
Donald Trump responded on Twitter. Obama just endorsed crooked Hillary. He wants 4 more years of Obama, but nobody else does.
Hillary Clinton apparently not ready to let go of her dream job. Start with Hillary Clinton. What did she mean by that, Dana?
Well, it's like travel. I like to be in places. I don't like to travel to places. So she'd like to be president, but she doesn't have to go through she doesn't want to go through the difficulty of running for president.
Could I add to that and interrupt?
Yes.
She doesn't want to run, but she wanted to be president. So it's essentially 2016.
Yes, exactly.
No, so this is the ultimate arrogance. She's saying, like, you know what? Just make me president.
Right.
But
are a stain on the very fabric of our society, and you are entitled to leadership at the highest level that will draw a bright line in the sand, not a red line in the sand that isn't gone over, but a bright line in the sand, and we will protect you, that I can tell you, and we will say enough is enough. But a bright line in the sand, and we will protect you, that I can tell you, and we will say enough is enough.
Finance violations tightening around Michael Cohen's clammy neck. Democrats are now salivating at the real prospect of impeachable offenses buried in Robert Mueller's unfinished screed. If the president directed his dumb, scummy lawyer to funnel hush money to whores, and that's in clear violation of federal election laws, and Michael Cohen is going up the river for 3 years, well, the president must be even guiltier, and that means Hillary is finally president. Yes.
Democrats cranking up the outrage machine and going after President Trump following the release of court memos on Paul Manafort and Michael Cohen. Party leaders now pushing impeachment and also the possibility of prison time for the president.
Some top Democrats are raising the prospect of impeachment or prison time if it's proven that President Trump directed illegal hush money payments to 2 women during the 2016 campaign.
I want to make it clear why all of this matters to all of us. This morning, NBC News is reporting that the president is telling people close to him that he's increasingly concerned about the prospect of impeachment.
Now to President Trump, warning in that new interview overnight that if he is impeached, the people would revolt. Our senior White House correspondent, Cecilia Vega, is in Washington with more. Good morning, Cecilia.
Hey, Michael, good morning to you. Some Democrats in Congress say President Trump should be impeached if it's proven that those hush money payments paid to porn star Stormy Daniels and playmate Karen McDougal were paid in order to influence the 2016 election. But in this new interview, President Trump says he did nothing wrong.
A lawmaker is suggesting President Trump could end up in prison once he leaves the White House in response to the latest findings in the special counsel's Russia investigation. Democratic Congressman and likely incoming House Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff says the president could be indicted the day he leaves office.
It seems to be an increasingly perilous time for the president. You can judge by 2 tweets today, a duo of frenetic missives filled with misdirection and inaccuracies. And I'm quoting here, Democrats can't find a smoking gun tying the Trump campaign to Russia after James Comey's testimony. No smoking gun. No collusion at Fox News. That's because there was no collusion. So now the Dems go to a simple private transaction, wrongly call it a campaign contribution, which it was not. But even if it was, it is only a civil case, like Obama's, but it was done correctly by a lawyer, and there would not even be a fine. Lawyer's liability if he made a mistake. Not me. Cohen just trying to get his sentence reduced. Witch hunt.
It's the ominous granite tombstone reading Trump, Donald J., with his birth date, 1946, and a blank date of death. The nasty epitaph, Made America Hate Again.